Welcome back to the deep dive. Today we are really tackling something absolutely core to modern flying.
Definitely.
We're doing a comprehensive analysis, a real deep dive into EICAS and ECAM.
The big two.
Exactly. And if you're prepping for your ATPL theory exams, you know this isn't just abstract stuff.
Oh, absolutely not. This is the operational DNA, you could say, of Boeing and Airbus flight decks.
Right. So our mission today is to cut through all the dense manuals and give you the structure, the names, the philosophies you really need to get your head around.
And it's more than just specs, isn't it? This forces you, the learner, to think about system philosophy. Why did they design it this way?
Yeah, it's two different answers to the same big question. How do you manage a flood of information when things get stressful?
Precisely. And the exam. It won't just ask what EICAS stands for. It'll ask how you interact with it. And that means knowing the details we're about to cover, inside out.
Okay, let's set the scene. Where did this all come from? Think about the old cockpits.
Right, a sea of analog gauges, dials, lights, everywhere.
A real patchwork. And imagine trying to scan all that during an emergency, trying to piece together what's happening.
It was fragmented, that's the key word. Engine gauge here, hydraulic gauge over there. The cognitive load, especially under pressure, huge.
So the electronic revolution wasn't just about screens, it was about centralization.
Centralization and, crucially, intelligent filtering, taking all that engine and systems info off the scattered mechanical dials and putting it onto CRT, later LCD, screens.
And this isn't niche stuff anymore, it's standard. Pretty much every transport plane built in the last, 40 years?
Easily. It's the norm.
And from this, we get the two main players we're focusing on today. First, EICAS.
Engine indicating and crew alerting system. Boeing's baby, really. First seen on the 757 and 767.
And then ECAM.
Electronic centralized aircraft monitoring, that's Airbus, kicked off at the A310.
Now this is critical, especially for your exams. When these first came out, Boeing and Airbus had fundamentally different ideas about how the cockpit should work.
A real philosophical split. And understanding that split is probably the highest yield concept you can take away from this for the ATPL theory. It explains so much about why the systems behave differently.
Okay, let's unpack EICs first. Boeing's approach. What was their big idea?
It was pretty radical then. The ICA philosophy basically said, we don't need all those separate traditional engine dials anymore. Gone.
Just get rid of them.
Yeah. The idea was, look, the primary engine stuff, N1, EGT, the real core parameters you need that displayed full time. Always visible for performance monitoring.
Okay, makes sense.
But T, and this is the key, EIC bit the secondary data. Things like oil pressure, fuel flow, N2, and system alerts. They only show up automatically when you need them.
So only when something's wrong or deviating.
Exactly. Or when a certain status requires attention. The system actively tries to keep the display clean, reducing clutter, until something actually demands your attention.
So the IC's motto is kind of like, if it's normal, don't bother the pilot with it.
You could put it that way, yes.
Yeah.
Keep it simple and less necessary.
Okay, now let's flip to the other side. The original ECAM philosophy on the Airbus A310, what was their thinking?
Airbus initially took a more, shall we say, cautious route, an iterative step. Their original ECAM philosophy on the A310 was based on the view that actually pilots still needed to see engine data throughout the entire flight, just like they always had.
So they didn't ditch the old engine gauges.
Not on the A310, no. The A310 kept its traditional standalone engine instruments. The ECAM system, in its first version, was focused more on displaying the other systems, hydraulics, electrics, pneumatics, and doing it with checklists and schematic diagrams. It centralized the non-engine system status and the crew procedures.
Okay. So that's a fundamental initial difference for exam questions. EAK, no traditional engine dials, data filtered. Original ECAM kept the dials, focused ECAM on systems and procedures.
Precisely. That initial A310 distinction is key for understanding the history and the philosophical starting points.
But things evolved, didn't they?
Oh, absolutely. It's crucial to note that. Later Airbus types, the ones most people fly now, like the A320 family, the A330s, A340s, they develop ECAM further.
All right. Many thanks for listening to this free part of the ATPL Theory podcast. If you want to continue learning and access the full comprehensive guide, go to my Patreon at patreon.com/ATPLtheory or my Hero at herohero.co/ATPL. That is patreon.com/ATPLtheory or herohero.co/ATPL. Wishing you all the best